Good morning. Worth the 7-month wait. England win the Six Nations on a thrilling last day.
Yesterday?
Well, it was. I had this bizarre situation, which, you know, if you'd said at the start of the year, you'll be flicking between doing yesterday. And ultimately, England came out champions. But I was kind of holding out for Ireland. But
well, they started the day with a point ahead of both England and France, so it kind of was theirs to lose. And some people were saying, "Oh, all Ireland have to do is go to France and beat France." But
that was always going to be a challenge, even
yes,
without the French crowd.
Exactly, without 80,000 French people cheering them on. Yes, Ireland weren't able to do it, were they? So England are rugby's Six Nations champions, finishing top of the table at the end of a delayed final day of the competition. They beat Italy in Rome, and neither France nor Ireland could catch them, as Adam Wilde reports. Now, the Premier League and other elite sport can continue from behind closed doors during the new 4-week national lockdown in England. That's according to the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden. However, it's still not clear how grassroots and amateur sport will be affected. Well, last night, before an added time penalty sent Hearts into the Scottish Cup final as they saw off their Edinburgh rivals Hibs in a Hampden thriller. It's the Women's FA Cup final later, with Everton and Manchester City competing for the trophy. It's live from Wembley on BBC One, iPlayer and the BBC Sport website. Kick-off is at 2:30. And it's going... so she will get a winner's medal no matter what. Lewis Hamilton will look to extend his record of 92 Grand Prix wins today, but first he'll have to find a way past Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas, who starts on pole for this afternoon's Emilia-Romagna. Now, Britain's Derek Chisora was beaten unanimously on points by Alexander Usyk in their heavyweight bout in London last. Now, before we go, just watch this from Barack Obama, who's out on the campaign trail with Joe Biden in the final few days before the US presidential election. He is always the coolest man in the room, isn't he? Apparently, he had his own basketball court at the White House. That's maybe why he got so good.
Ah, plenty of time to practice, obviously. Yeah. Thank you very much, Jane.
Good morning. We're just getting started. England's captain Owen Farrell praises his side after winning the Six Nations.
And a dramatic finale to a rather delayed Six Nations.
Yes, the longest Six Nations in history, wasn't it? But it was worth the wait for England at least. After 7 months, England have won this year's Six Nations Championship, their third title in 5 years, in what proved to be an exciting final day, with 3 countries all still in with a chance of lifting the title. Now, the Premier League and other elite sport can continue behind closed doors during the new 4-week national lockdown in England, according to the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden. However, it's not clear how grassroots and amateur sport will be affected. Well, last night, Liverpool moved back to the top of the Premier League after coming from behind to beat West Ham 2-1. In Scotland, there was a Scottish Cup semi-final thriller as Championship side Hearts scored an added time penalty winner against Edinburgh rivals Hibs. Now, Everton and Manchester City go head-to-head in the Women's FA Cup final at Wembley this afternoon. To Formula One now, and Lewis Hamilton will look to extend his record of 92 Grand Prix wins today. First, though, he'll have to find a way past Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas, who starts on pole for this afternoon's Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Britain's Derek Chisora was beaten unanimously on points by Alexander Usyk in their heavyweight bout in London last night. I would imagine after all that grilled fish and chicken and all those weeks of training, that burger will have tasted good.
Yeah, good in any circumstances, but particularly good
Definitely.
after that kind of regime. Thanks, Jane.
Thank you.